Parking lot, Bay Paradise, a gajillion times. I hear that song and it smells like French fries and burgers to me, and it's my birthday.
Yay, happy
Party like it's your
birthday.
birthday. Hello, hello, and I want to welcome everybody. I need to, I'm just trying to be cool when I put my sunglasses on, but I cannot see a thing.
Hey, Tasha thinks you're 29. She can't believe you're 29 already.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
You look so good for
Hey.
29.
Hello, Alibaba. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much. You guys have been so kind to me. Quite honestly, I've leaned on these because in the past couple of years, my birthdays have been terrible, and then I do a live stream, and it's nothing but positivity. So I thank everybody. Yay! So, how are you doing tonight, Tammy? Hello, hello.
I'm doing good. Come and hang out. I will say my internet's been crappy all day, guys. So if I freeze or get blurry or whatever, ain't nothing I can do about it.
Ditto on that as well. Ditto is that. Hello, Tasha. Hello, Rita, Pam, Katie. Katie's Crafts, great to see everybody, and thank you so much.
Hi, Chloe.
I promise. All day it's my party, but I've been in a positive mood, so I won't cry. How are you doing, twin? Minnesota twin from the Twin Lakes?
Isn't my birthday too?
Technically, yeah. Happy birthday.
Oh.
No, it's great. Everything's going great today. I kind of was feeling a little under the weather at first, but I took a nap and now I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Naps are life.
Yes.
You need to pass that nap on to me.
I just shut my door and go, you bother me? And then I gave him the look. Just don't do it.
That's how you get a reputation. Hello, everybody. Great to see you. Great to see you. And tonight I will be sewing. I'm organized. I have my blocks. I don't know if you can see it. I have my blocks on a card table.
Oh my god.
Oh,
we're doing this.
Really
we're doing this.
You hid it from us.
And there are some people, I won't name names, Kilroy, somebody who said I would never use this. We're using it. We're using this. I'm using
in there yet.
I purchased this at the San Fernando Valley. I haven't said that in so long. I'm gonna cry. I purchased this at the San Fernando Valley swap meet for like $1 because I need a mini ironing board, and I pulled out my floating sewing table. I have a sewing table that I literally take it in my kitchen. I take it to work sometimes. This is my table.
You say floating sewing table, and I'm thinking hovercraft.
I wish we could go full Marty McFly.
I agree, Rita. She says that the internet needs a quilt to keep warm and not freeze.
I've been having terrible internet myself. They blame it on anything except for the fact that they don't want to send you a decent signal. But that's a different story for a different day.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you're having a great day for your birthday.
Let me refresh these real quick.
I used to be having a fabulous day, not a great day. Fabulous
day. Super fantastic.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I mean, I feel like we should sing.
I'm not singing. You can
please
sing.
Please don't sing that song. You don't have no idea how many times I watched them. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I could go on.
See, she and I don't have to sing it. You're gonna sing it.
I've got this feeling this town is holding me down. Doom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
We were going to sing Footloose together.
Well, this is cheating because a year ago I was singing this. I could literally sing that song word for word.
I need lyrics. I'm not even going to play.
So my mom finally broke her streak of buying me watches. You think I'm joking? Oh, Every year, my mom would buy me a watch on my birthday. And I have watches in my desk in the top drawer. Hey, you need a watch? I got a watch.
So you have the perfect cloaks for that.
I do. But I'm not, I don't know. I'm such a construction working, like, I don't like saying horse guy. Because I come home smelling like cabbage sometime and not hay. There's a difference. But so I'm not a watch guy. And I used to wear a really fancy watch and I got in a car accident and I will forever have a smiley face. Every time I look at my hand, it's smiling at me. So this year, and I told her, please don't buy me anything. And she bought me, my mom got me a skull shaver. Should I try it out live on YouTube?
Yes.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, before you try it out,
membership.
because it is considered heavy machinery, do you have a first aid kit?
Yes. As
Okay,
someone who's
we're good.
extremely accident prone within reach, I have Band-Aids.
Then proceed.
Like a disclaimer moment too.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. You know what? Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button. Oh, whoops, what? My phone is just... Disclaimer. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs, and I'm adding sewing machines. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the views of every single human being on planet Earth. And here at my so-called life airlines, we have exits on both sides. That's a izquierda and derecha. I hope everybody has a great evening.
You missed
I miss my old opening. That's my old opening.
you missed one. Kids, do not try this at home. Stunts are performed by professionals.
If you are watching me, go to bed. I have said this many times. If you are a minor, when you grow up, come back and I'll show you how to sew. All my videos are marked for adults.
Yes.
And I'm not even saying that. Do I think I'm a hazard or anything? No, but when I watched my son, how easily impressionable he was when he would watch things online.
Mm-hmm.
So I will always say, get your parents' permission before you come and hang out with old Uncle Sewing.
Well, and sometimes I come with kids.
Well, it's different. They work here.
No,
like my child. Oh, that's true. That is true.
If I see them, I'm kicking them off.
And that's another thing. The other night, I almost said my disclaimer again because I felt like after your show, kids were going to come to mind, and I'm like, we're adults here. This is there's no country for little kids. Instead of no country for old men.
Add you to the end of my.
No, you should. No, you should. It's not a look, people, and that's another thing. I tell you all the time. I go through all my son's stuff.
Yeah.
On his PlayStation and his YouTube account, he has his YouTube account is telling him happy birthday today because he has all my information on there. So all his accounts think that he's in his 40s, and he did that on his own. He put my age. It was funny when he is literally put my. I'm like, what else are you using my information for?
Well, Dad.
Do you want to ask your child that question?
Well, I go through his phone and I haven't found anything incriminating. Like, he's such a good kid.
Yeah.
We were pirates. We were jousting. We were we were nuts as a kid when I was a kid. My son saw a video on YouTube of a spider the size of a house today, and I had to tell him the internet lies. I'm not ready for the as a veteran, Tasha, as an internet, it doesn't get any easier.
No.
That's when you take them to the special effects channels so that they can see that somebody's using one of those miniature houses from the modeling section and putting the spider with that.
Yeah.
That's how it could really happen.
This hits a chord with me. Like, You know, and it's so sad. Like I saw this special about Roblox on like ABC like 10 years ago, if not longer. And my son was playing it. I'm like, I literally grabbed his tablet and I deleted Roblox because of what I saw on this documentary.
Yeah.
There's so many scary things out there for us parents.
Maybe he's in his 40s and yeah, when you were 16.
Oh dear.
Oh, I actually knew somebody who she started having kids at 12 years old, and
Oh, ouch.
she had 11 or 12 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was not me. Disclaimer, that was not me.
Not
Did
me.
not happen to me.
I grew up in a Mormon town.
Mm-hmm.
People like there's somebody else I know that is my exact age. He has a literal football team, I think. His kids could play offense and defense.
Wow.
It's weird. Like it's weird. Different cultures are weird depending on where you live. Most kids today are internet wise for the most part.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Some of them, yeah.
You know, I think my kid is sometimes, Rita, and then like there was one time my mom caught him telling people my mom sees my mom's old school. She threw the door open and she's like, don't tell people where you live. So she caught him right before he doxed himself.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of kids that, you know, their parents don't know to tell them not to do that kind of stuff. So
I don't let my kids play
Yeah.
that game.
I don't blame
Absolutely.
you, Chloe.
I don't blame you at all. And you know that just look up the ABC special, it'll make you want to delete the internet. Oh, it was bad. People are just bad. When he told me how spiders are only in Australia, that's good. That works too. Because then they can Google how far Australia is and then they'll go, oh, okay. Okay. Do you know what's funny? The junior high by my house is in that junior high has been there since the 50s. There's a pregnancy school in the parking lot. There's an adult school and a pregnancy school in the parking lot. Always has been in my town. Always. And I'm not kidding you. I recently drove past it and nothing has changed. There was a bunch of young pregnant ladies out there. It's sad, but you know, that's why people say, oh, all these things, like to me, nothing has changed.
No.
I don't believe most things. I'm the same way because of AI. I'm the same way. No 12 siblings. Wow.
Amazing.
Ouch.
I come from an army, but my parents were married a few times. So they showed up Brady Bunch style.
My stepfather, there was 14 in his family.
Wow.
So yeah, I had a lot of aunts and uncles that I married into. So wonderful.
My grandmother was like that. It's just it's weird to think, but I do have a million cousins and like so you know, because of that legacy, I'm related to a lot of people. My oldest daughter decided she wanted to live with her grandpa. Her first son she had was only 15 and the father was only 13. I told my dad, well, you wanted her. I'm telling you, it's not anything that's not rare.
Hi, Ed.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But only 11 was still alive. I am so sorry.
Hi, Melina.
Thank you so much. It is my birthday. I am officially the same age as Britney Spears and Beyonce.
Yes, you are.
And at noon today, I was officially my age. Hey, you know, Coach, thanks for texting me because I forgot about that because it was a big mystery in my life where I was like, I would ask everybody, you know, when was I born? And they would say noon.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought because they're all cowboys and pirates, they were just saying like, oh, high noon. But I was born at 12, exactly at 12 p.m.
Well, I was doing car line and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's almost 12 o'clock. And then I'm like, it was after 12. when I text you. But yeah,
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. No, but you reminded me. I was like,
That's
oh
okay.
yeah, I'm officially
you're
the same age,
officially
the same age as Britney Spears.
you're officially the same age as me now.
Yay! Great to see you, Ollie. Baba Sydney, thank you so much. It is great to see you, Sydney. Hello, hello.
Yay. Hi, Katie. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Ollie.
Yay. Chloe, it's great to see you as
Hi.
well. I probably already said hello, but I'm beside myself today. Both of my husband's parents have a bunch of siblings. My husband has
That's
over
crazy.
100 cousins.
Yeah.
I come from a family like they're like, oh, so if they have a certain last name, I'm like, oh, I'm related to you. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna get a shirt that says that. Next year, I'm gonna get a sash.
Oh.
I think though, at a certain age, when you're over 21, sashes are cute until you get too drunk to handle yourself, and then you're just wearing a sash and you're crying. Like sashes never end well. At least,
Well, at least you don't wear mascara, so you're not like running.
no. No, these are natural, and my eyebrows, those are natural too. Groucho Marx would pay money to have a butterfly. Thank you so much. It's great to see you. I need to scroll faster. Oh, butterfly, it's
Hi,
great to
Butterfly.
see. Yay. I think there comes a point where you have so many kids, the older ones have to step in. I was basically raised by my brother and sister because my parents were so much older than me. It happens. It happens. Happy birthday. Yeah, great to see you, butterfly. Yay. I did have the full flu last year
Oh.
on my birthday. I'm telling you, it's my annual illness.
Do you know what this means? I'm the last one in the magic, or that has the magic number.
What number is
The
that?
answer to life.
You know, it bothers me that I can't say that. It's so like I on VHS I have the BBC original of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I've never seen it.
I was obsessed with the remake. I read the books as a kid. I had the Hitchhikers to the Galaxy Apple IIe game. I still have the Don't Panic button. I'm a geek. I know I'm a geek.
I've never seen it or read it, but I know that that's the answer to life in the universe.
It's the answer. 42 is the answer to life.
I'm the last one able to claim it. Sorry. Just a realization.
Oh, that's so funny. You know, I was telling myself all day because a couple of years ago when I turned 40, I had the worst birthday ever. It was the worst birthday. But I'm telling you, I did it to myself because mentally I was like, oh, I'm 40, midlife. I started looking up averages of people that have my health conditions. I'm like, oh man, I'm in midlife right now. Even if I start doing cardio right now.
So Google was not your friend that day.
No. But I've learned just to have a better attitude, you know? I've just learned. So on my birthday, I try not to be a sad. And it was raining today, and I'm like, I will not let the weather stop me. But seriously, thank you so much to everybody for the happy birthdays. Thank you so much.
Look at the people came in droves for you.
Yay.
It's amazing.
I am going to start sewing in a minute. I'm excited. I have everything lined up. I have my own weird little assembly line I do for patchwork.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
I need to plug in
Hi,
my
Sheila.
Hello. Thank you so much.
What do you want to bet his assembly line is much like mine?
Well, I'm ambidextrous, so I'm doing left-handed and right-handed things at the same time.
Oh.
We're gonna need all the camera angles.
Oh, I've been talking about it for months and months and months. Yes, I did go to Wood Ranch today. I went to the barbecue and I got a barbecue burger with barbecue sauce, barbecue French fries, and a barbecue soda. I'm kidding about the soda.
Oh.
But I talked about it so much My son and my mother literally conspired behind my back because
Yeah.
I told my son, I was like, I kind of want pizza. And he said, oh, okay. And he left the room. And I'm not kidding. He left the room and he was like, help me, Grandma. Help me. So my mom texted me and my mom's like, so what do you want from Wood Ranch? I'm picking it up. And I was like, good for you. You have moxie, kid. Good for you. But I've been talking about it so much that my whole family was like, we're eating it. You've been talking about it because we used to go all the time, but we play things out in my family.
Mhm.
Like there's a pizza place that they have a very specific type of pizza. It's thin crust, but they have extremely huge. No, I'm so sorry. It's a thin pizza, but extremely huge crust.
Oh, okay.
The crust is like a loaf of bread. It's huge, but the pizza's thin. And we eat so much in my family that my family's they're tired of it. I'm like, don't mutiny, and they're like, we're tired of pizza. But I love that place. Lester Fixin has barbecue soda. Let me fix my desk. Let me get organized. The iron is plugged in.
Hi, Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Excuse me.
She muted us.
I just text her, go, where are you? Like, you can't miss William's birthday.
I have this was one of my first purchases in downtown Los Angeles. This is denim.
Oh,
But it's
denim.
it's really durable and thick, but if it gets any crease in it, you have to iron it. Oh,
You need an assistant.
my also in the back, my mom is so funny. I told her please don't buy me anything, and I woke up and there was a bag on the kitchen table. But she also bought me scarves because I wear scarves under my cowboy hats and I wear them until they disintegrate. And like if they just get thin, I'll wear 2 at a time.
So, Katie, I'm not working on anything. I'm really bad about working and talking on this at the same time when I'm with other people. I ignore people, so I don't do that.
I am working on setting squares and triangles for this thing so I can actually assemble more rows.
And I'm about to iron denim and start sewing with my serger and make every quilter go, oh, what is he doing?
Yeah, I'm here to watch. Hey, are you going to make yourself big so I can see it?
Hey, better.
Are we doing the hold on, I have to this is an adult show, but I still have to clean up my desk a little.
I prefer that.
I love this
Yeah,
glitter
you
fabric.
want a bigger screen.
I love this. Tammy, thank you. This is right next to this isn't a place of importance. This will be used very soon.
I so can't wait. I better be on that live when you do that because I want to see what you're doing with it. I'm so excited. It will go in the serger and the looper, but I don't know how much thread you'll end up using up doing that.
Very true. I do a lot of hand sewing. I do a lot of hand sewing, and I was today years old. Thank you so much, Shalom. When I found out that there's Sashiko sewing machines.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose?
Aren't they?
They are. Doesn't that defeat the purpose, though? I'm a purist, okay? I don't speak Japanese. I'm not from Japan, but I'm a purist when it comes to Sashiko.
It does not defeat the purpose.
Hand stitched.
It does not defeat the purpose for some people.
True. No, you're right. You're right.
It speeds up the process, but
when I figured out how to do it, I went crazy. But also during the pandemic, I had much more time on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I had sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Hi, Mona. Welcome
Hey,
in.
Mona. Hello, Mona. Okay, good. My antiquated technology is mad at me. Let me catch up with the chat. Yay! Has acid
Good
on.
night, Mona. She said hello and goodbye. Oh,
Oh, poor Ollie. Do we
sit
want
back
to know
and
what
relax,
you were
Ollie.
researching?
Absolutely. Great to see you, Mona. Great to see you. Oh, I can smell my iron. I can smell. Let me
I
get
like
a bit.
cathedral window blocks too. Shalom. It's one of the year of the curve ideas that I have going on.
I have at the sewing lab, somebody brought us in a whole bunch of cathedral window stuff prepped
Yeah.
and ready to go. And I have a kit somewhere in my closet that is also cathedral window that I have not yet touched. I need to get on it. Oh, night, Mona.
I just want to do something, a small, like little wall hanging, nothing big, because just takes so much time and fabric.
It does.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona. All right, let me I know I do come on super late, but we exist on the West Coast. We exist. We're here. We're caffeinated, and it is dude at the tone. It is 8:16 in the evening. I'm doing push-ups. I'm doing jumping jacks and just waking up at this time. But seriously, thank you to everybody on the East Coast that comes and watches my show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome for all the people on the East Coast. I represent.
As their lawyer. And I
As
agree
their
with
lawyer.
you know what it is? I watched a lot of videos, and there's somebody I still subscribe to because I had this weird issue with cultural appropriation years ago because I did feel like I was stepping on people's feet. So I would do all this weird research, and there was this one guy in Japan that was like, he broke down what sashiko was. And then I came to my own conclusion that I live in the West, and no matter what I do is cultural appropriation. But at least I know where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, where is that line
Thank you,
between
Chloe.
between like cultural appropriation and like respecting something?
I can't wait to see what everybody says. Because my answer, we've already talked about my answer before.
No, because I'm weirdly because I've been a few places and seen, I have respect because I know there are people that live a completely different way of life and are just as happy as I am. They go to work every day, you know, all around the world. Have the same concerns. They just live a different way of life, you know.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shalom. It's my accent. I add an N to it. Sashiko. It's my Southern California twang. I utterly and completely destroy certain words, and I apologize in advance.
No, he's apologizing after the fact. Let's just go ahead and get it straight.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like culturally speaking, I'm not even saying it right because I speak with a Western tongue, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, where's that line? How do you feel about that, Twin?
The line?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, let's just take Sashiko for example. It's an and well, I don't know if you'd say ancient. Back in the day when people couldn't afford to buy a kimono every year,
They would decorate it.
they would decorate their kimonos.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while it became so popular, certain towns had certain styles. So people would but they would also tell stories in their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I mean, it's just like how Native Americans or whatever, indigenous people, whatever you want to call them, how they pass down stories from generation to generation, depending on Mother Earth and all of that great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like it would be a lost art if it only sticked with that culture, though.
I agree.
Because there's people that are going to, you know, they have an interest for it. And why shouldn't they be able to do it? As long as they're being respectful. and they understand maybe where it came from and what it's about. Do some history behind it.
I agree with you 100%. There we go.
My official stance is that as long as you're not trying to present it as though that it's a cultural heritage for you,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that, styled after or something like that. Like for example, I couldn't adequately present something that's Gee's Bend as though I was, a resident of Gee's Bend, because I'm not. I don't have that heritage. I couldn't present something as though I were a Native American, because I'm not. That's not my heritage. I can still have an appreciation for it and still do an inspired by.
Yeah.
But it would not be like, I'm not trying to present it as though it's authentic, like Native American or authentic Gee's Bend or authentic, African American or African, or Chinese or Japanese or whatever.
The most hate mail I ever received is when I started buying African prints, and I was really shocked. But my Twitter name used to be the same as my YouTube channel name when I started. And you know what the funny thing is? I got all of my African prints from Hobby Lobby.
They're still all there.
Yeah.
Because they're the only place around me that has them. I would have to go clear on the other side of LA, like almost Orange County, because there's like one store. But I had fun making all kinds of stuff, and my inbox on Twitter, back then it was called Twitter, was crazy, because people were just yes, and saying if they ever see me, and I'm an American and this and that, and I'm like, okay. I was literally just, and it started with a scarf. And because I'm bold, I made a long sleeve shirt. I went through this weird phase of, because all I wear is long sleeve shirts. So I started making a ton of long sleeve shirts on every live stream, and people would send me hate mail.
Because of your heritage.
I'm glad that people can no longer find me on Twitter. It's not like I even participate on that platform anymore, but it's just crazy to see, I'm also one of those people where if you're like, don't do that, I'm going to go make like 4 or 5 of them.
I mean, I'm a huge melting pot. You name it, I'm part of that family.
I want to preserve techniques and everything, but even though I didn't grow up with them, there's techniques and, especially in the quilting world, there's a lot of history in the quilting world that's important to preserve. We just have to make sure we're not, going, hey, I'm so-and-so and I'm presenting it as though I'm so-and-so. I'm presenting it as, who I am. Everyone has culture, just like everyone has an accent. We just don't see it or hear it because we're so immersed in it, and everything else is more prominent. Yeah, that's not wrong.
Don't repeat that, though. Don't repeat that, what I just told you. That's just fatherly advice.
Yeah, I realize.
Let's see. Yeah, Shalom. Clothing is so much more disposable these days.
And you took a picture? Okay, let's talk about self-indictments, okay?
Methods. True. There's so much. Yeah, there's so much culture. So much possibility in culture.
Parenting. That's why I'm gray. That's why I am so gray. I agree with what Kilroy's saying. Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, we have family stories and local food. That's very true. Just food. Like even in my family, we have certain dishes that are sacred. I tell the story all the time. I thought my grandmother would make this chicken and rice dish. I always thought it was a delicacy. It was literally a Campbell's soup recipe. It is, but in my family, everyone makes it.
Well, there's a recipe that my husband's family makes, and they just call it chicken dish. And he's had to alter it because I don't eat part of what's in it. So he's altered the recipe, but if he were to fix it for the rest of his family, that and there's a pasta salad thing that they do, and it's just crazy.
No, my son is just he's being a teenager, but he's taking pictures of himself, and I'm like, don't do that. He's so flexible, he can put his foot in his mouth.
Quite literally.
Thank you. And I was not, that's why I muted myself, because I can't say out loud what I said to him. I'm like, and then at the end of it was, and go brush your teeth.
Oh, please. If he's had his foot in his mouth, I don't care how clean that foot is.
Oh, gray hairs. I just started sprouting new gray hairs. My eyebrows went bing, 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 gray. I'm turning into Moses right before your eyes. Oh, yikes.
Good thing we couldn't see your lips well enough to do lip reading then.
I'm glad I'm on the far away because I am like dead to rights at lip reading because I grew up watching American sports and they would always cut to the coach.
Always.
And it's you like that's where I learned how to read lips. Actually, like no joke, Phil Jackson back in the day. That's when I learned coaches were like angry.
Okay, question. Are y'all watching the Super Bowl?
Twin, please, by all means, go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to watch the Super Bowl and watch for commercials. But I still plan on going on. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still coming live at 8 o'clock on Sunday, regardless where I am in the football watching world.
We have a family tradition of eating finger foods until I need to go to food rehab. And my freezer looks like a college kid is living here right now. I have so many boxes in my freezer because I make most of my food. And so it's weird to have that many boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I just watch it for the commercials. I don't really care about the game. I don't care about either of those teams.
Well, neither do I.
I do it to hang out with my mother. Like it's just hanging out with the family. You know, we do it every year.
So you're not are you
I'll be around.
going live then?
No, I will. Live? Because it's gonna be at night. We'll just do the bing bang boom again. And by then I'll be like, I ate so many carbs today. I can barely sit here. Like I go crazy on Super Bowl Sunday. And to me, it's a food day. And I'm a sauce guy. I have all my sauces ready. We make chicken fingers. We buy quiche from Trader Joe's. I have egg rolls, fried rice. What else? Just nothing but finger foods. Oh, pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. How do you make your pigs in a blanket?
I was asked to buy them and stop making them because my I get a full beef hot dog and wrap it in a Pillsbury muffin.
Oh no, those are too big.
Oh, they're so good though.
Yeah.
Just moving around in my family.
That's like a full hot dog.
I do.
I do kielbasa with croissant rolls, and then I cut the croissant rolls up like 1-inch increments, and then put them in the oven for 21 minutes, not a minute more, and then they're just golden mustard, hot right out of the oven. It's good to go. Mustard.
Gotta make sure my iron's on.
You need an assistant.
You know what? I'm gonna get a groove. I'm gonna get a groove in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
These are the prelims because I stay up all night. So these are the prelims because I'm gonna put some tunes on. I've been watching Johnny Carson, and because there is almost 40 something years of Carson on YouTube, I have yet to repeat.
Oh, good.
But it's weird. Like I've been watching stuff from around when I was born, and people were fighting over Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. It makes me laugh. Like they were like coveted, and it was my year when I was born. You know, when people were like people. There were reports of because we didn't have video, but people were fighting each other.
My Cabbage Patch doll's name was Kelly.
Mine's Godfrey. I still have Godfrey. He has curly brownish red hair. I still have him. He's sitting in a wicker chair in my middle bedroom. He oversees all the jackets.
I do not still have Kelly.
Oh.
She came with purple corduroy overalls. She had red pigtails or
Oh.
red pigtail braids and bangs.
I lucked out because my parents were hoarders. And so because my parents were hoarders, they threw nothing away. I was gone throughout my entire 20s. I came back. All my CDs from junior high were still there. All of I still have my junior high gym shirt.
Oh, goodness.
I could sell it at an auction in my town and probably sell it for a lot of money. Because they're not even called that name anymore. I was so disappointed when I found that out. But, they changed all the names of all the schools.
Yeah, they did with ours too.
It still makes me laugh, though. The local high school, they were the Indians for the high school by my house was built in the 40s. So it's been there a while. But they changed it to the Falcons. And so now, and they've always had the red and black and white. But now their uniforms are like the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm.
My high school mascot never changed, but I can't tell you what it is because then you will know exactly what school. Like you could Google the mascot name, and they're the only school with that mascot.
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't say the name for that very reason. Well, actually, because there's one name that I will say it's named after a very famous person. I will completely dox myself because everything in this town is named after that person.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief! I made my kids Cabbage Patch Dolls. My youngest name's hers. What? Herman?
Hercomure?
Hercomure.
Okay.
Hey,
that's a unique name.
Thanks for trying, Tammy. Thank you for trying. I followed your lead because I wasn't brave enough to go first. I have a serger. My white serger is from the 80s. I purchased it at a thrift store a while ago, and it came in a bag and everything. But whoever had it before had the original VHS. There's it makes me I couldn't figure out how old my serger was until in the video they're making clothes for Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, this is from the 80s. I made a video with I'm sitting here with the black TV that is covered now, and I'm watching the video, but YouTube gave me a copyright strike for playing that, even on a TV.
Wow.
For playing that.
Aww.
But now it's open.
My husband just told me that it's snowing outside.
Oh, you just reminded me. It's been raining all day. Cheers. No, because people love to hear that. It actually rains in Southern California, contrary to the song. It never rains in Southern California. Contrary to the song, it's actually raining here.
Well, I was expecting rain tomorrow, but I wasn't expecting snow tonight. I kept getting notifications earlier today that the snow would end in the next hour, and I'm like, what snow? Like there was nothing.
It's so funny. They didn't say it was going to rain today, and it's been raining for a solid 15, 16 hours. And they're like, oh, it's not going to rain today. It's been like for real raining today.
Are there any other jobs where you can get away with being wrong so much? Because it's not fair.
Without getting too political, I could name you like 75.
Okay, never mind.
There's
Bad question then.
Well, do you know I had this thing against taxi drivers because they were so arbitrary. And as someone who travels, like the old school New York taxis were cheaper than taking a taxi in Florida or Boston or anywhere else. It was so weird to me how no matter what taxi you got into, it was a different rate.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought that entire business was kind of a racket, but then Uber was invented and destroyed the taxi industry. Without getting too political, but taxis are still expensive though.
Yes, they are.
But the taxi driver isn't lying. They're just charging a different rate. Meteorologist is just guessing. I mean,
but how much is a ride? Like, how much is being in a car? Like, if I was to I drive. The high school is literally on the other side of the major boulevard of my town. Okay, it's like 0.5 miles. I could run there in a full sprint. I would pass out, but I could run there. To me, that's like a 50-cent ride. You're going from one end of the boulevard to the other.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to charge you $10.
Yeah, they're charging a convenience fee. I mean, it happens.
Because I was responsible back, and I'm not even saying this, no cap. Is that how you say it?
That is how you say it. He learned something for his birthday.
I would walk to bars, and this was I would walk to bars and take taxis home.
Yeah.
It would be, there was one there's a dive bar that I should have walked home from. It was like $15, and that place it's in my neighborhood. Gosh, and this was like 14 years ago. No, I've never heard of. Is that soba noodles?
Soba.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're good.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they're made of buckwheat, is what they're saying. I use rice noodles.
No, I use soba noodles because they're easier on me, but they taste good for noodles. So.
I think I'm only going to iron this one stack because everything else is completely flat. I mean, like flawlessly flat, but this is like stiff denim.
Mm-hmm.
I really I'm weird. I actually need to get back into pasta. I was giving my son a hard time. I miss eating pasta, but I just eat grocery store pasta. I'm not I'll grab elbow macaroni and put, meat and pasta sauce in there and call it spaghetti.
Goulash.
Is that what it's called?
That is goulash. Yeah.
It's goulash.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll take anything.
Especially if there's like tomato chunks in it. Like the chunkier the sauce, the more goulashy it is.
Do you put hamburger meat and sausage in it?
Don't prove my son right. No, Isaiah and I had this just knockdown, drag out argument in the car, and you're all proving him right because he was like, "Oh my gosh!" When you said goulash, I'm lucky I didn't hit the floor because he was like, "It's goulash." I was like, "I don't even know what that means," even though I do. Okay, I just like a meaty sauce. Okay.
Okay.
I'm from Southern California.
But do you like it with hamburger meat and sausage or just hamburger meat?
All of the above.
Okay.
Throw some, yes. And I like,
yeah.
And he likes it sauce only. Mm-hmm. And then, you take or when I would it's because I raised him a certain way. We would make meatballs.
Yeah.
And so he's obsessed with meatballs. But we would, we would make them by hand.
Okay, you're talking about finger food. Have you ever done the meatballs with the grape jelly and barbecue sauce?
No. What is
So,
the sorcery that you are speaking of?
so you take an entire jar of grape jelly and an entire container of barbecue sauce. A lot of people use like Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever for it.
Obsessed. I'm
Um,
obsessed.
you heat those up together in a pot. You add your meatballs and cook until they're thoroughly warm all the way through. If they're already like pre-cooked meatballs or whatever, or you cook your meatballs before you add them. And it's like you eat it with like toothpick or whatever, or
So you're just adding more sugar.
Well, the grape jelly has a sugar in it.
I grew up eating all kinds of exotic things because my family were travelers. My grandmother used to make this dish called Osterbraten. I was obsessed with it. My grandma would cook a lamb so good. So maybe I do like goulash and all that because because of the way they would always try to cook things from other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes sense.
Fun fact, though, they never cooked anything from Spain.
So when I was in 5th grade, we had to do an international notebook. And so every one of us had to choose a different country. Like the class before us could have chosen the same countries that we've chosen, but nobody in our class could choose the same country.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose Italy. One of the people I graduated with chose England. My best friend at the time chose China. So like we had to get money from those countries. We had to do research. We had to talk about a famous person from the country. But one of the like closing out things was we had to make 1 or 2 dishes from our home country that we chose. And so we basically had a buffet.
Oh,
So you had Chinese food, you had food from Britain, you had food from Italy, you had food from Spain, you had traditional foods from each of these countries, and you're eating it like buffet style.
Hey, easy one. I am so hungry right now. Hey, easy one. Great to
Sorry.
see you. No, I loved that. There was one year I brought a sweet potato pie because they would, they'd always be like, oh, bring something from your culture. And I would go to my parents and I'm like, what's our culture? And they're like, bring a sweet potato pie. They'll love you. I'm not kidding you. The next year they were like, Mr. Sewing, please bring 2 sweet potato pies. I loved those. Thank you so much, Easy One. I loved those days, especially around here because people were from around the world. By the time I was in junior high, school was more diverse, so there was some great food. My mom took cooking classes like crazy, so I grew up eating Indian food and Thai food. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Thai food, but I think it's because
Thai food.
Where I live, there's a Thai restaurant on every corner.
I wish that there was good Thai food here. There's not good Chinese and there's not good Thai food here.
Wow. Do you know what's so funny?
I miss it.
I guess I've had bad Chinese food, but I've never had bad Thai food ever. Where I was disappointed.
Yeah. Do you like pho?
Obsessed.
Pho?
Obsessed.
Me too.
There's have you ever heard of Altadena? They were old drive-through grocery stores and they had this big old roofs. I guess it was a California thing.
It was a California thing.
They all went and they had their own farm, so you could buy their milk and stuff. Long story short, a lot of old Altadenas turned into pho restaurants. So when we see these giant roofs, we're like, oh, there's some good Vietnamese food in there.
Good night, Judy.
Oh, good night, Judy.
Great night, Judy. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's great to see you.
Rest up. She's not been feeling fantastic.
Seriously, I don't think I fully recovered. That prednisone, man. Next time I can't breathe, I'm gonna ask them, do you have anything else? Because that stuff it hits different in your 40s.
Your metabolism changes.
It made me depressed. I was thinking about things I couldn't control, and I'm naturally not like that. So I was like, it's definitely the prednisone.
It's the prednisone medication syndrome.
If you asked me to bring something from my culture, I'd say, all right, you pay attention. That is true. Well, I just went to my parents. I just went to my parents because, they're from all over the place. So I was like, what do we do? And they're like, we eat sweet potato pie.
Well, my mom's side of the family would have been like, here, take some collards, like collard greens, which I don't even eat.
There is something that I've been talking about for a while, and it's really starting to bother me. And this is the only voice that I have where other people hear me outside of my car. It is weird to me that people drive without their lights on at night. It is an epidemic where I live.
That's illegal in most states.
Everywhere on earth. And I've noticed, I think it's because I'm a bit of a homebody. I'm adventurous, but I don't go out without purpose. And ever since my son has joined the MMA gym, I'm out at night every night, driving my son back and forth. People do not put their headlights on when they drive.
So dangerous.
I flashed them. Some guy, and where I'm from, you give him the old brights, and some guy gave me the finger today.
Do you,
when I was a teenager, we were told not to flash our lights at someone if they were driving with their lights off, because there was like some kind of initiation ceremonies going on. And they would like turn around, like U-turn behind you, and like it was dangerous. So they like scared me into not ever doing that to people for that reason.
That's good to know. I will never do that in your state. I will never flash.
Oh no, it's not in Wyoming. I wasn't a teenager here.
Prednisone is no joke. Like it is. It really. My airwaves are terrible, but it really opened me up. But like, the older I get, it's not worth it. I played with 3D printer today, steampunk stuff for my grandson. I love that.
That's amazing.
I'm jealous.
I love steampunk.
So is it wrong that where I live, people drive with their headlights off? They're not bad.
Oh, it's wrong.
I think they're not, and it's noticeable. And I think, and it's one of those things, as a human being, pay attention to something, and then all of a sudden you'll see it all the time. Like when you buy a new car, all of a sudden you see that car, And it's weird to not see people, driving with their lights off. And like, once the sun is past the Santa Monica Mountains, it is black here. So you can't even deny that you don't need your lights on. I pointed to the mountains like you guys can see them.
Yes. At least we know what direction you're facing.
Oh, west, east, south, north.
Okay, so I'm somewhere
Just make your
behind.
second grade teacher very happy.
I'm somewhere behind the monitor that we see with like TV screen going.
Oh, that means I'm in front of you if you're facing east. Hey.
Yep.
I really am facing east. I really am. Oh, that's funny.
We're almost at the same latitude.
Absolutely, Easy. I totally went on your channel. I like your style. Easy. The taper sucked. That was for a maximum dose. Oh man, that's the worst. Yeah. If they give me maximum dose, I would have to like rent a hotel for a week and warn the staff.
Whatever you do, don't let me out.
No, I would just be like, you let that pizza boy in, because I get so hungry. I'd be ordering everything. I would be ordering like Thai food and pizza at the same time.
And we're sitting here talking about food, so I'm grabbing candy. You're evil.
It's because I'm perpetually hungry. I don't know what it is anymore. Arizona, you flash your lights to anyone. It's a gang affiliation stuff. What?
Yeah.
Here it is, international. Get out of my way. Your lights are on. Why are you doing that?
Are you still in Arizona, Rita? Is that
Here, people flash their
like
lights.
that's
Yeah,
current?
she's there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, see, okay, here in California, we do the same thing. If you just passed a speed trap, people flash their lights to let people know that half the sheriff's station is sitting there on the hill.
Yeah.
But that's
This
a
is-
daytime thing. That's
this
not a
is-
nighttime thing.
we
Is it?
have checkpoints. Like here, we have random checkpoints. The CHP doesn't do it as much, but the all local sheriffs and the police do it too. They do random checkpoints throughout the towns. But the funny thing is, because we have crazy laws here in the state of California, they have to announce their checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to look, you just have to look on either Facebook or, they legally have to tell you where they're going to do the checkpoint.
I'm so sorry, Shalom. That's awful. She's tapering up on gabapentin.
Yikes.
I hate that medicine was not safe for me.
People flash lights here all the time, cops, deers, and cars on the side of the road. The road twists and turns so much that you won't know about broken down cars. This drives me crazy. It happens here. People who park on curves. You are going to get clobbered by someone like me who's semi paying attention. I turned the corner just the other day and somebody my neighborhood is a bowl of spaghetti. You could get lost back here. And some guy was parked on the curb, and even my son, I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of you. He's like, I know that guy's not from around here. And I'm like, oh, I raised you because you're staying my line.
So I would not get lost on the spaghetti roads, William. I get lost in like Oklahoma and Kansas and all of that because all of their streets are set up on a grid.
Mm-hmm.
And everything looks the same after a minute or two. So if I don't have GPS on, I forget where I'm going.
I call that the desert city plan. Vegas, my town, Palmdale, Lancaster, Mesa, Arizona, where I lived in Mesa, Arizona, they all look alike.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you're in California. Like, I totally agree with you. That's why I always say, once you get outside of like your hometown, everything kind of looks the same. We as far as like social engineering goes.
I had to tell my boss to stop sending me to Kansas because I kept getting lost. It was crazy.
Thanks on my channel. I tried to offer some good tips. Definitely easy. Once we found out you were real, I endorse your channel. Absolutely. But I'm like that too, Tammy. I grew up in LA, so I rely on a grid. But again, I had this dream to live in San Francisco, but I'm not a multi-millionaire, so I never will. But that town is a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah, I mean, I live on landmarks. Like I figure out where I'm at based off of landmarks. But I've been here almost 2 years and I still use a GPS. Going places I normally go because I will drive past places.
So, no to San Francisco, huh, twin? The San Francisco I wanted to live in was like either the Full House, or they have like Victorian neighborhoods that overlook the bay.
Well, I mean, I always want to go visit just go visit it. I don't know anything about it.
Nothing but curves here. If your
Yeah.
engine blows, you have to park on a curve.
Oh.
But again, a lot of my references are from 20-something years. I got real civilized when my son was born. And the prices have skyrocketed. Some of these cities I want to live in, like the Portland and San Francisco, I think of don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
I will say, for all the tours I ever went on, I went on a vampire tour in San Francisco, and that was fun. And everybody was wearing Victorian clothes. That was fun.
That's cool.
It's just like they take you through like a super gothic area, and it's like the whole area is gothic and it's Victorian houses. It's just beautiful. I'm an appreciator of architecture. There's certain parts of LA that still have some of the original well, not original, but they're like giant Victorian houses. Downtown Victoria and in Park Undergo. I don't think I've ever taken this GABA pen. What is it called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
gabapentin.
that's what it's called. It's frequently prescribed to people who have diabetic neuropathy. That's like its primary prescribed reason, because when you know that pins and needles feeling that you get in your feet when your feet go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Somebody with neuropathy tends to feel that. Gabapentin will, in the right people, numbs that tingling pain.
Hold on, let me see if I can remember this. Rita, I used to live in Mesa 20 something years ago. Hold on. I lived on Guadalupe and Alma School by Dobson High School. And I will say that because I will never live over there again. But I lived on the other side by the Vons, if the Vons is still there. The Arizona I lived in, again, like Chandler, Arizona, was not like, it's a complete city now. It didn't exist. It was dirt. It was all dirt roads. But yeah, I've lived quite a few places. Oh no, I have that song stuck in my head. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
Hey, I didn't even have to start that one.
That's one of those songs I've heard 1,000 times. I grew up in this really weird mix where my mom was obsessed with like Earth, Wind, and Fire, but my dad was obsessed with old country. So I've heard every Johnny Cash song, every Willie Nelson song you could possibly think of.
I've probably heard all of them. I grew up on old country and then what was considered oldies at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want To. I can't tell you how many mornings on the way to school I heard that song. That was awful to hear that song and then walk into school because I'd be singing it in my head all day.
Do you know, still to this day, I can't hear the Beach Boys because my uncle used to be like, "This is real music. You kids have no idea." And he'd be like bumping the Beach Boys. He'd be like, "You have no idea how hardcore this was." So to this day, the Beach Boys reminds me of my uncle just telling us we're lame. Yeah, I lived in Mesa for a while. Yeah. Do you feel like that? Like, I listen to a lot of Faith No More. I'm obsessed with that band. When my son was younger, he looked at me one day and he's like, "This is old people music. Can we listen to something else?" I almost cried. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
What did you say to me, young man? What did you say to me?"
My girls have never said that to me, but they will channel surf a little bit. And they just know that there's a certain stations that's the only thing we listen to in the car.
I saw 10 something on it got in a turtle quack medicine. It was called Nerve Food. It just, you know what it is? I remember I used to call my brother old man because he's 14 years older than me. Man, I have surpassed that age where I used to call him old man. So when my son's like, "Oh, this is old people music," I am glad though. I got him into certain bands, and so when I hear them playing, I'm like, "Okay, you're still good. You're still good."
I just love it when my kids start singing before I do.
Well, what's really funny is there's like a couple songs out right now that are taking they're taking the music from songs that I grew up with or we grew up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're basically a remix. And I'm just going, I know the old words to this. I can't sing them over the top of the new words, but I know the old words.
I haven't noticed any of the words changing.
There's a couple of
my kids
there's a
sing.
couple in the country genre.
I'm almost glad that they do. Like Kendrick Lamar redid a Rodney O and Joe Cooley song, and my
Yeah.
son was like, "You got to hear this song," and I was like, "I have to hear the original now." And then it got me back into that music, and that was like late '80s, because here on the West Coast it was everywhere, but it wasn't necessarily popular anywhere else.
So
I was
my
Pretty Boy
husband,
DJ with a mullet in the Hot Top 40 Club back in the day. Oh, I had a flat top. I miss having hair. Absolutely, Katie. I actually went to my parish church. My grandparents went to. Oh gosh, my church keeps like a weirdly immaculate record. Oh, I looked up Casper, Wyoming today because I was wondering if Wyoming had any hospitals good enough for me to visit safely. That town does not look like it has 60,000 people.
but it does. That's the deceptive thing. That is the deceptive thing about Casper.
Someone I grew up with lives in that area, and he posts videos of him just driving in his truck like aimlessly. And he literally just points his car in a direction and just starts driving, and it's just nothingness. Or he'll he does rock climbing. He's a truck enthusiast. Like he actually wants his truck.
So, thinking about history, if I say Independence Rock, do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Are you talking about no, I don't. Not off the top of my head.
So, Independence Rock, when the settlers were making their way across like Oregon Trail, like making their way across the United States,
Yeah.
they had to make Independence Rock by July 4th, by Independence Day. That's how it got its name. Otherwise, if they didn't, they wouldn't cross the mountains in time to get to California or Oregon, where they were headed, before winter hit. So they had to hit Independence Rock by July 4th. Independence Rock is in Wyoming.
Oh, that is so funny.
And it does not, like when we drove past it, like we've driven past it a couple of times, it doesn't look like it's like that big of a deal. But if you were out there on a wagon or walking or whatever, I could see how it would make a big difference.
I actually am obsessed with the Lewis and Clark lore, mainly because of PBS, but also because I lived in the Pacific Northwest. And everything is like they named most of the stuff there, like the Willamette, the Columbia. Like they named half the stuff. There's statues all over the place for everybody who was on the expedition. And who can forget about Sacagawea? Every time I see those coins, I'm like,
there's a monument or a statue or something in South Dakota, and she's holding a quilt.
oh wow.
And it's like, I can't remember the name of it. Somebody else in the chat probably knows the name of it. But it's in South Dakota. It's gorgeous, but it's Sacagawea, or inspired by Sacagawea.
I know Independence Rock from the Oregon Trail in Mormon country. Timmy, you know what is funny? I used to work for a company based out of Oregon. I had a few people working for me who lived in Casper, would go to stores, and demo products or food.
Aww. Well, I just moved here a couple years ago, so I'd have missed you unless it was in the last 2 years.
The one thing I do miss about being up north is just the traveling. I'll never forget the day when I said to my friends, I was like, "What's Vancouver Island?" And they were like, "Oh, we're going next weekend." But we started traveling. I worked with I worked at Carl's Jr. was no secret in downtown Portland, but every weekend the store would close. So we would go on adventures. Us and
That's crazy.
And the crew, we all weirdly hung out with each other. Fun fact.
Oh, I'm being corrected. It's not Sacagawea, apparently.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say this. As a disclaimer, English is my first language, and I can barely speak it.
Yeah, I'm just saying
So,
it's not Sacagawea, the statue that I'm talking about.
okay. In Tammy's defense,
I didn't grow up out here. Don't murder me. I did not grow up out here. Yes, that's the statue, Rita.
I did a lot of traveling around the early 2000s, so there's a lot of stuff that's been built that I haven't seen. I've been to the Dakotas, the Montanas, and there's all kinds of stuff I haven't seen that's been built now. All kinds of just monuments. I see pictures and I'm like, where was this? And for the record, I watched Maury up until my friends were like, dude, are you really watching Maury Povich? And I'm like, leave me alone. I loved those Chisme shows when I was a kid. Plus, when I was a little kid, I was sick a lot. I watched Jenny Jones, Richard Bay, Ricky Lake. I watched, my gosh, Sally Jesse Raphael, Donahue, Geraldo. I was home during the day as a kid, and it was me and a 7-Up watching grown-ups act crazy on daytime television.
Before the soap operas.
Well, that's when my mom would come in and take over the television. We had one of those old school big box TV. Like, it was a big screen, but it was the box was like the size of 4 humans. And that's when like, what is it? Like sands through the hourglass of time. These are the days of our life. I loved that. I loved watching that stuff though as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, like, now as an adult, I go back and watch it and I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
And some of the actors haven't even changed. They're still there. 40 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
And you
that's
can still
worse.
probably pick up on the same storyline that they had 40 years ago.
Yeah, but let's be fair. I don't look how I did 20 years ago. And I won't look like this 20 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There is a guy who he has a child at the MMA. I know he's famous, because he's really skinny and his head is so big, he looks like a human bobblehead. As someone who lives around people who are real life Hollywood, it's a look. They have a look, like you can tell, and he has a Manny. No one around here is rich enough to have a Manny. But I know he's in something. I'm gonna find out. It's probably something that he plays a tough guy and he's 5'4".
Oh, hi, Laura.
Yay! Hello, great to see you. We're still shablamming this evening. I've got some ironing done. I'm actually getting things done.
Have you sewn?
I'm being really organized about this because I've learned if I get too froggy, my lines are crooked. So I'm gonna iron as much as I can.
Good. No crooked lines.
I still watch the old Donahue show. Donahue was 30 years ahead of his time. Quite literally. I've been to South Dakota numerous times, obsessed with Mount Rushmore. America is beautiful. America is absolutely beautiful.
There's a place outside I love.
There's a lot of people who don't want to leave the United States. I drove from coast to coast and it changed my life. So it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever do that?
Travel?
Yeah, they play Chisme shows all the way in the hospital all the time. I have legit heard husbands get into.
I like traveling. I like road trips. Someday.
I love road trips.
I
How about
love
you?
road trips, but I don't have the time to do it.
Would you be like a car road tripper or like a plane or like a boat road tripper? Because I know people who are cruisers, and I'm not saying that in the sense where they cruise people, where they go around the world on cruises.
I like having a vehicle, so I could do vehicles. But no, I would probably take a car. I would try to take a car and go around.
Katie, I've actually been to Sturgis one time. It was a bucket list thing.
Hmm.
And if you ever ride a
Sure.
bike to Sturgis, you're a real biker because those roads are scary.
There's another place outside of Sturgis that's beautiful to go visit. And it's really old town. I'm looking it up, so I don't
I
get
can't
the name
remember
wrong.
what tribe it was, but they were walking around saying, "Welcome to my town. Welcome to Sturgis." I can't remember what tribe it was, but those guys
They
were
don't
not scared
play.
of. They weren't scared of anybody.
They don't play. They do not play. No playing.
I knew I was a visitor. Yeah, it's great to see you, Laura. I can't sleep at night at all, ever. But I feel like if I quit drinking caffeine, I would spontaneously combust. It's a thing.
Okay, that's where it
That's
is.
something. This is something I want to go see. The Crazy Horse Memorial that was built after my great adventure. I agree. America is definitely beautiful. I've seen 24 states. I think 24. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
Deadwood,
really haven't left
South
the East
Dakota.
Coast, so
I've been everywhere except for Hawaii.
I haven't been to Hawaii, and then Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire. Those are the only ones I'm missing.
Vermont is a West Coast state on the East Coast. Shout out to Vermont. They're wearing tie-dye and hacky sacking right now.
no.
I love Vermont. Twin would move the whole state, like Bugs Bunny cut the whole state and just move it.
I would like, here, you can have it. Just leave the Green Mountains.
Oh,
Oh my
Vermont.
No,
gosh.
they're okay. They're okay kind of people. They're just, they're interesting.
I'm
but
way
they're
behind.
okay.
Vermont is California on the West Coast.
Probably as close as I would ever get. Absolutely.
You've come to California, so you can't say
have
that.
to, yeah. The one thing that I loved about go ahead.
Oh
You
no,
wanna say something?
no, go ahead.
She was supposed to
I'm
say
just-
something.
I'm just twitchy.
I'm good.
Santa Monica Pier. That was like the magical moment of being in California for a minute. Like
Santa Monica is gorgeous.
We got
It's-
sunset at Santa Monica Pier.
It's so beautiful there. That is where they incorporate city into the ocean. Venice Beach, man, it's old school America, and you're putting your life in your hands if you were there at after dark.
Oh, we didn't go there. We didn't have the rental car that long.
But they used to have this drum circle every Sunday, and like everybody who thought they were cultured. When I was in my 20s, I used to go to the drum circle and we'd hang out at the beach till the sun went down. That is such a California thing. And I'm really not into drum music like that, but like I just liked the vibe. I wonder if they still do that. I'm gonna go drive down there on a Sunday and see if they still do that. I'll take my kid. Is there anything like that in North Carolina?
The music and stuff?
Yeah, are there like hippies on the beach?
No. No. I'm thinking about like Wilmington and all the big cities, and no. I mean, we have the Lost Colony. That's probably about, but I don't know.
Absolutely, Ollie. People, do you guys have bonfires on the beach?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure it's still America over there, because even here in California, I almost hit my iron. We can have humongous fire.
What are you going to do to us, North Carolinians?
On certain beaches.
Mhm.
Because they did ban smoking. You know what's so funny? People rarely show up for anything. I used to go to city council meetings. When they banned smoking on the beach, half the city showed up. And they were like, how are you going to stop me?
Oh.
So now it is illegal to smoke anywhere. Vermont, I had such a good time in Vermont. They were so good to me. It was a tiny.
Burlington's a beautiful place.
They were so good to me. It just reminded me of old school. Like, I traveled around a lot in my 20s, and I was just this kid, and they were good to me. I have nothing but good stories. I don't know where I was. I was just driving through Vermont, meeting hippies, having a good old time with people with big beards and tie-dye.
Oh, okay. So you could have been anywhere. Okay.
It reminded me of Oregon. But again, this was 20. They were so good to me. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It just depends on, it just.
I was already gone when you came. See, I had to leave New York for you to come.
Asheville is closest to a hippie place.
Asheville?
I'm jumping ahead on the comments. There's a place when the Apache Junction was all a dirt road. That is crazy to me to think of that. Hippies on the beaches, still a remnant here. Absolutely. Well, to be fair, Vancouver Island, like, I partied really hard there when I was in my 20s. So I have this real bohemian view. And I will say this a million times. There are people who live and work there. And it is a thriving community. I just had a great time partying there as a 20-year-old. Again, Vermont was a great place. And you know what? Judge me. I did follow Fish for 2 months. Judge me.
So did you go to Plattsburgh when they played there?
I've been to the East Coast. I was with.
No, because you were still probably in high school.
It's always, trust me, these stories begin and start with a woman. And like, once I turned 18, I disappeared for a couple months, and we went to the East Coast. And I was like this. I was just Odie. She was Garfield, and I was Odie. And I took one of the longest Greyhound rides home that you've ever been on in your life. Great times. I encourage travel, fun, go meet people, win, lose, ups and downs, strikes and gutters, like they say in The Big Lebowski. North Carolina has the tallest lighthouse in the USA.
Which one is it, Katie?
My sister-in-law lives near Charlotte, North Carolina.
It's beautiful in Charlotte.
Shalom, what is the hippie commune island out there? Oh, hold on. Oh, I partied hard when I was in my 20s too. I don't have the same constitution to even party like that anymore. So I miss that guy, but he can't hang out here anymore. That's Will. Will is not allowed to hang out here. Sorry, Tammy, what'd you say?
Oh, no, I was just saying I was never the one to party. I was never the party child. Salt Spring, but it's much more rich folk now. They did that to a lot of places in LA. They gentrified LA. Some of the worst neighborhoods, they just priced everybody out from living there and tore everything down and rebuilt it. They actually did that on the southern end of my town. And there's this weird artsy-fartsy theater where they show like French films and stuff. And I have to say, every time I've ever gone in there, I'm by myself eating popcorn and a soda, reading subtitles. No one goes there. Except you.
Well, whoever, you have to think of, I think of it from an owner standpoint. Whoever put it there has a lot of money because it's open. And if you go, you can go see a movie, but there's never anyone in there. For the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Smoky Mountains.
Yes. There's a really pretty drive that you take, especially in the fall, and you can go through the chasms and things, and it's beautiful.
Excuse me.
And they have lots of overlooks.
I love stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Driving, when you drive to Vegas, before you get to any valley or gorge, they have pull-offs where you can take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, the Blue Ridge Parkway has that too, like lots of them. Yeah, we've taken that drive a couple times.
I take it for granted though, because I've honestly, I didn't even appreciate a lot of things until I got on YouTube and started sharing my experiences with people.
Mhm.
Like I took the Mojave Desert for granted so much. And then one day I looked up and realized there are thousands of windmills in the hill. I'd never noticed. Some people think it's an eyesore. To me, it's beautiful at night when you see a million red lights everywhere
Yeah.
because it's literally out in the middle of nowhere in the desert.
Oh, I didn't know it was Cape Hatteras, but
I moved
even
here
though
in
I did study lighthouses, but
oh,
it's part of North Carolina history when I taught history in 4th grade.
twin, I want to go on that tour. I'll wear a little captain's hat and everything. I'll wear an ascot. I want to go on that tour of lighthouses.
My husband and I had a week off in Indiana, and we ended up going on a quilt tour, barn log tour. I
Is
don't
there
remember
like a
Cool
where
quilt,
places we could go to.
is there like a
Huh?
quilt museum or something?
There's International Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay, bucket list. Paducah. I'm coming to you.
The nice thing about Paducah is they're always changing the exhibits out. So there's a whole bunch of quilts that you're not seeing.
Yeah.
Even though you're seeing a good number of quilts, there's 5-10 times more than what you're seeing that they have in storage so that they can rotate them out.
Same, Shalom. Same. Rocky Mountain High. When you say Biltmore, Katie, do you mean the Biltmore brand?
No, the Biltmore house where the Biltmores lived.
Oh,
It's
okay.
right in
Okay.
I've been there. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
On because I wear a lot of cowboy hats, I've always wanted a Biltmore hat. It's more of like a regulator hat, like a 1920s, 1930s hat. But
Mhm.
Biltmore hats are so classy.
Mm.
Oh, I just found something I don't own.
Oh dear.
Is a fall on motorcycle is breathtaking. I
That was
I miss
absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
I miss stuff like that. There's a lot of places between here in Utah and here in Nevada where it's just endless roads. It's kind of like that scene in Forrest Gump when he's running and you look and it's just beautiful. He's out in the middle of the desert. We
There's
have
just mountains behind him.
we have tons of roads like that.
There's a lot of bikers here in this area because they like to get out and ride. I mean, they'll get out as long as I know some will get out as long as with the temperatures as low as 40 degrees, as long as the wind isn't 40, 55 miles.
We have heavy winds here.
Yeah.
So
Paducah's a good place to go. If you go, there's Hancock's of Paducah.
Yeah.
And it's a warehouse and a half of quilt fabric, bolts of yardage, kits, notions, patterns, all of that.
I love stuff like that. And I also love visiting ghost towns. My parents were obsessed with the old wild west way of life. I have been to every ghost town from Calico, literally from Calico to New Mexico.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take my son to Calico because it's close. It's in the middle of the Mojave Desert, and there's a giant gorge. And I'm not kidding you. I looked over the edge as a kid. I was so much braver. There are cars there from the 1930s on, and they tell you if you drive your car down the gorge, they're not gonna come looking for you because you're not gonna survive. Still to this day, I thought they were lying, and I looked down, and there were trucks from the 40s. It was nothing but vintage cars.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so don't go to Mojave because they will not come looking for you if you drive off the gorge. Hertz Castle, I've been there as well. Just amazing. Dude, people take. Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, do you think people take pride in architecture now, like they did back then?
Some people.
Yeah. People that respect it.
because I thought it was kind of a dead art form. But like going to Vegas, I was in awe of like just I don't know how they can like you turn one corner, you think you're in Paris, you turn another corner, you think you're in New York.
Hmm.
Like the entire New York side of the strip, it looks like New York, you know. Oh no, I said it. Twin, do you think I'm hankering for a trip? My
Yes, you
husband.
are. When you leaving? Tonight?
No, I don't. I can't go crazy just because it's my birthday and I have the ability to, and the infrastructure of people who are
So
more
you're
than
leaving
willing. No,
tomorrow. And you'll be back Saturday. Is that what we're saying?
I do feel the call of the open road. I do. I think I'm just gonna go to IHOP this week and eat pancakes and get on with my life and finish my code. Because really what it is, I love going to like the 1950s diner, Peggy Sue's out in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere. After all of these years, they still have great food. Ever take a ride down on the mule to the great? Yes.
Open.
Yes, I have many a donkey down the Grand Canyon. Sorry, what'd you say?
Didn't you say it's like hit or miss if they're open when you come through?
Depending on the time of day. They used to be open 24 hours a day and they're not anymore.
Yeah. So call them ahead of time.
I could Google it. It's literally in the middle of
I don't trust
nowhere.
Google sometimes.
What's that?
I don't trust Google sometimes.
I agree with you. And they're also wrong on streets. Especially when I go through a place like Vegas, they don't take construction into consideration. And so you'll be driving through and they're like, this road's been closed for 6 months, but Google hasn't updated it in 7, you know?
True.
Yeah.
I love taking photos of architecture, but not fake crap. I've been to a few places, so I love the old school architecture, but also as somebody who lives in a relatively speaking new city, like if you look at pictures of LA in the 1800s, man, Main Street was literally dirt with horse posts everywhere, you know?
I like Tudor style houses. I
Absolutely.
think they're cute.
Yosemite's too out of the way for Yosemite is beautiful. You need to do the 101. Go up to the Oregon caves. I haven't been there in so long. That's one thing I appreciated about living up north. People were so outdoorsy, and even the people that would say I'm not outdoorsy, they're like, "Hey, you want to go to the lake? You want to? You want to like?" I miss that.
Yeah, when you go on the Blue Ridge, the parkway, there's caverns that you can go into, and there's so many waterfalls that you can stop by and see.
I love that.
Yeah. And it's just winding. It's just beautiful.
That's some of my greatest memories of living in Oregon. There was this one restaurant that was at the falls. It was bougie, but we went there anyways.
Mhm.
I was making like $9 an hour, but we pretended like we were rich. I love stuff like that. But what's it called is still on my bucket list, Niagara. That is like the one place I have not been.
I haven't been there either.
And it's one of those funny things, just like I was talking about yesterday about like if you owned your own gym, you say you would go there every day, but what if you owned it like your whole life?
I mean, of course, I'm probably not going to go every single day, but I would definitely go multiple times a week. I got to stay on top of my form.
Yeah, mine too is round. I got to stay on top of mine too.
Well, I'm trying not to be so round because I'm very round too.
No, I've seen you in person.
I'm round. I hide it very well.
Both of us are telling fairy tales right now.
As Garfield the cat once said, round is still a shape.
Absolutely.
You are in shape. You might not be the shape you want, but you are in shape.
Ooh,
Okay,
is there like what kind of shape has like 12 sides to it? Because I got that going on.
I've done this.
I don't know, but it's
easy.
a shape.
I've done this easy one. Seriously, if you're scared of heights, don't look down on the glass walk.
Oh, I
Excuse
think
me.
that'd be fun.
It's so much fun. If it wasn't such a far drive, next time you come down, we'll take 2 weeks off, and I'll take you to the Grand Canyon. Because to me, it's a just you start heading east. Yay!
Only one way that's going to happen.
Is that boule? What does boule mean? I didn't spell that right.
Bougie?
Oh,
Is that bougie?
Yeah. Oh, bougie is bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie?
It's just an American way of saying she or saying like hoity-toity. It's people act bougie. They think they're better than other people. I've been in Niagara. My entire family has been but me. Same. Hey, good morning. Fun discussions I wake up to. Great to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Christina.
It's spelled bougie, but it means fancied up. It's different also in different cultures. Like I call everything bougie. My mother says bougetto because she'll say like you're ghetto, but you're being bougie.
Yeah.
So it's just it's different. It's all different cultures.
I like to play on words. I'm all about that life.
If I
I just have to watch who I say that to because some people just don't take it right.
Oh, my mom said it, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I'm stealing that." You know, I say that for everything, but I think she got it from that. See, Kilroy knows. See, the thing, if I owned one, I'd only go to make sure it was kept clean. It's one of those funny things where you think, like, you say, "I'm gonna walk this dog every day," and then your resentful dad, is walking the dog at 3:00 in the morning. Like, I should have never got this dog for that kid. Oh, but by then, Pops falls in love with it. Like people who dress fancy and wear lots of jewelry are bougie.
Yeah, that's what bougie means to me.
I'm not. I think it's because I was born after the jewelry era. As far as men go, I'm not a chain or ring kind of guy. No, I inherited medallions, all kinds of funky stuff. You'll never see me wear them ever.
That's my shape. That's what she was telling me, my 12-sided shape.
Oh, dodecahedron. Dodecahedron. I know that one. Oh, that's funny. Yay, great to see you. Great to see you. Good morning. Don't you live in Denmark?
Sweden, yeah.
Sweden.
Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. You know what I kind of do? One of the reasons, I love traveling. I love the drive. I love I love all the gas station food I shouldn't be eating along the way. And no, I've never learned that lesson. I got sick from a gas station chimichanga. Here we are 20 years later. I'm like, how fresh is that food? As it's spinning on the spindle.
And this is what I'm going to say to you. If we're traveling, don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I'm not going to tell him not to do it. It's going to be,
don't do it.
It's going to be, you're sitting in the back of the car and here's your bag.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to know.
I'm like that too. No, I'm like that even with my son. I'm like, okay, you can do this, but you have to live with the consequences.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
No,
that's my style.
I have to live with the consequences because somebody will be whining.
Oh no.
No, I'm pretty
turn
like
the music up, Jess.
I'm a professional. I eat that stuff all the time.
Okay.
So short of not being cooked well, it wouldn't do anything to me. It just would make my breath terrible. That's it. That's all.
So we keep Altoids in the car. Okay, gotcha.
I'm an avid gum chewer.
Just no smacking. Just no smacking.
It depends. I only smack when I'm in a really terrible mood or I'm about to like smacking is it
it's your toe.
Well, when I quit,
It's a poker table.
I used to smoke massive amounts of cigarettes, and when I quit smoking cigarettes, I replaced it with gum.
Yeah, you have an oral fixation. You have to.
That's why I eat Sour Patch Kids. Like I'm constantly popping stuff because I have a super duper oral fixation.
Mhm.
There's a punk museum in Vegas. Oh, see, now I'm going to go to Vegas. We have quilters here, but quilt stores far between. I always wonder about that. Like even Tammy says you have a Michaels and a Hobby Lobby, and that's it.
Yeah, and the Michaels does not have fabric.
Wow.
We do have one local quilt shop here still. We had 2 others, but they've closed. So the next nearest one is like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Maybe the other direction's a little bit closer, but I don't go that direction usually.
In my town, we have a Michaels, a Joann's, a Hobby Lobby, and the Joann's has been going out of business for 10 years. And we have a bunch of small bougie fabric stores, and every single Walmart has a fabric section.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Walmart has fabric. That they do have fabric here. One of our stores still has fabric that can be cut. They're on their next round, but the other one is all pre-cuts.
I could sit here and bore you with hours of stories about the Walmart by my house. I quit going because they were incompetent. Then I started going to the other Walmart because I walked up and I'm like, may I please get 4 yards? And the kid asked me, okay, what's in a yard? And I had to tell him there's a measuring thing on the table. 36 inches. Get with it. It bothered me.
You should have said 36 freedom units. Completely confused him.
How long ago did you quit smoking? I quit smoking cigarettes. Wow. I quit drinking. How old is my son? He's 15, about to be 16. I quit drinking alcohol 14 years ago. And I quit smoking cigarettes almost 10 years ago. Oh, we have to wait until the road trip. I will tell you, alcohol was easy. Cigarettes, like, I didn't realize how chemically dependent I was on cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I quit smoking, it was a real chemical drop. And I like, because I had smoked for almost 20 years. So when I finally quit, my body was like, are you really doing this? I got sick. It was a thing.
Well, nicotine is a drug.
And as someone who's a born asthmatic, I should have never picked a cigarette up. When Twin and I invent that time machine, the first thing I'm going to go back in time is I'm going to go add 30 years on my lungs.
Oh, yeah. You're going to hit him, right?
Well, I talk big, but I would walk up to myself and be like, William, do you see my face? And I'd be like, oh, time travel is real. And I would be like, stop smoking. And I would just go,
I could totally see you being your son and going, wow, you look old.
Yes.
Did your son do that to you? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
That would be your younger self.
All his sassiness comes from me because he was raised by me.
Yeah.
So he's literally a mini me. He even says, like, you got to be kidding me. And I was raised by senior citizens, so I'm like saying something that my dad got from Buddy Hackett or something. I'm gonna get my Texas smoke show boy to come on the road trip. Hey, let's go. I'm ready.
That's funny.
If I stretch out my arm from shoulder to blade, tip to finger, it's exactly 3 feet. You know, when people do that, when they measure, how do you know that's a yard? Because this is a full yard. So do you go from the middle? Would I have to go from the middle of my chest to my fingertips?
I mean, if that's where it is, yeah.
And I always thought that was weird.
Is that a meter stick or a yard?
This is yard.
Most women, it's going to be from fingertip to their nose, and just depends on exactly how far over they've got to put their head.
Uh,
That's most women. Men have longer arms.
Katie, I quit smoking a long time ago, but I still have dreams. I'm smoking cigarettes. And it's been a long time. But when I have dreams, it's the strangest thing. I'll like be dreaming. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And then I'll wake up and it's a dream. My dad was a general contractor, and I hired a kid out of high school. The kid wanted to know what the little lines on the roof. Seriously, where I'm from, people would have been like,
how did they get through
they would have.
science class?
You roboted.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of us did. But no, I said, like, how did they get through math and science class?
They used to just pass people.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
So keep going.
It's a crime.
Quite honestly, as somebody who works with the younger generation, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell when, like, that's a big thing. Like, back in the day, there were people who always lied on job applications. But in my world, I can tell. Because especially when people say that they can drive a forklift and they're like, how do you turn this on? I will tell them, like, you should know that.
That's what your application said. You knew how to drive one.
Like, wait a minute. You said you were a technician. That's like rule number 1.
Don't
So where is
you
this
get
at?
can't you get like a special license or something that you can drive a forklift?
Yes.
It-
And
so-
you have to have one.
Yeah.
So if they have one, how do they get that without knowing how to turn the darn thing on?
It in the construction world, there's a million things. Nepotism, you were in a massive class, or you went to like a weird janky class. Like, there's people, because we have such bad contractors here, I have to get checked for my license. There's all
Okay.
kinds of crazy. I have to prove I live in the state of California. I have to, like, every year, because people tell so many lies and go to these weird schools. Like,
That's so crazy.
yeah. So if you have a license number, and that's another thing, like, my license number is on everything, so they can easily check and see that I actually have a real license. I have a magnet on my truck. Well, you legally have to.
Yeah. Has to be there somewhere.
It's weird to me that, like, but that's something that's never gone out of style. People always lie on job applications. I was taught those marks, but I do remember them, Rita. I work with them every day. That's why it's weird to me when I used to buy fabric and somebody smaller than me would just be going like this. And I'm like, is that a yard? The only person I ever trusted was Modelo Man, because anytime I ever measured it, it was spot on. I'd tell him I want 10 yards. There was one time I thought he shorted me. Every time I counted it, it was spot on. And the man was like, he had his eyes closed. He'd had 15 Modelos before breakfast. Oh, good times. I need to go see Mr. Modelo, and I am way behind on the chat. I am partying like it's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
But I
Actually,
promised.
Hold on. On the East Coast, you're done.
No, it's okay. I promised I wouldn't keep.
Not here?
I promised I wouldn't keep everybody up all night. So we're gonna go for a little bit longer, but I am gonna. Seriously, thank you so much. I absolutely love hanging out with you guys. I have such a great time. And, you know, for as much as I love sewing, which I actually was doing this by myself before Nightmare Baby was like, you should start a YouTube channel and Instagram. But, like, I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. So I thank you. I enjoy, you know, these are great times. So I thank everybody. And now I just have party like it's your birthday. It's stuck in my head. Forklifts definitely need a license. It's people lie so much, it drives me mentally insane. I see posts on quote groups where people ask where the 7/8 mark is on a ruler. I would fight somebody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Easy One, have a great night. If I missed you, I'm so sorry, but have a great night. Thank you so much. I don't know. I get weirdly reflective on my birthday. I'm like, this has been a decent birthday. But my 40th birthday was so terrible. I walk around like this all day. Like, okay.
You're waiting for something to drop?
It
Like
was
something
me.
magically was going to happen on your 40th birthday?
It was me. It was me. I had a midlife crisis. I don't know what happened. Something hit me on my. That was a few years ago now, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
But something
You're
happened.
doing really good.
Go, Shorty. It's your birthday. I get annoyed when the directions say cut 7/8. I'd rather cut larger and trim.
Trim.
Oh, that I
All
do
depending on
that.
what it is, yeah.
Yep, my government keeps lying every day. Oh, Ollie. I'll sing the song for you. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. I've seen the first South Park.
All right. I just measured a yard. So from my nose to my fingertips.
Okay.
Hold on, let's make
So,
you
yeah,
big.
no.
I think it's so crazy when people do that, Tammy.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I could do it to like my shoulder blade, but it's not I know about where I've got to put my head to do it.
That's I see people like, as an avid fabric
What's
buyer,
the word?
I would always see people do that, and I'm like, dude, that's a magic trick I'm not keen to. That is a trick that I never learned. But I don't want.
Jess will
Oh, sorry, go
appreciate
ahead.
this. My fourth grade teacher taught me that.
Oh, that's funny.
That is exactly where I learned that's what a yard was.
I mean, I think we should bring a yard to school when we start doing it next week.
Now the fourth graders, it won't measure for them, but it should measure for you.
Yeah, it'll measure for me. Oh no, we measure the hallway. We do it all. I make them do a map of the whole school.
My 25th birthday was the worst, and they gradually improved. Thank you, Kate. I need to hear that. No, they can't. Something happened when I turned 40. I had a meltdown. It was a terrible birthday. But I love these. This is a construction yard, but I use this. I use this for everything to cut. Like when I need a long straight line, I use this. So this is definitely with my ruler collection.
So to figure it out, hold the ruler out how you would hold fabric and figure out.
Oh, why is that real? Oh, why is that real? Why is that real? We are learning new things here in the house. And why is
If you hold do that for you all right now.
Well,
if you hold hold the end of the yardstick the way you would hold fabric if you're trying to measure it out. So pretend that end that's in your hand is like you are holding fabric. Yeah. And then you may have to tilt your nose a little bit, but not tilt your arm, tilt your nose.
I'm trying to do it in a straight line.
Well,
why is that real? How is that? That's one of those weird tricks. I feel like I'm on the Vegas Strip and you just did a magic trick I don't know in front of me right now.
That's like one of those things that it's, they tell you to lick your elbow, or like you can't lick your elbow, and you can't, all of these other.
Huh? You are a rectangle.
I prefer Dorito because I work out.
No,
I'm big up top and I'm kind of like a triangle.
If you're 5'9" and your wingspan is like 72.
Yep.
Oh,
because he's not having to tilt his head. Yeah.
I have a crazy wingspan.
I'm telling you, you're a rectangle. You're a rectangle.
I can't remember what lake that was, but they had birds in this weird museum at this lake in California. They had birds against the wall.
My brain goes, Tammy. Like, I just can't have a great conversation.
No, because you're calling me a rectangle.
Hey, he heard it. He actually, okay.
I did. Just because I don't accept it. I have Blame Canada stuck in my head right now. We're in a contest to go see how far.
You're 70 to 72.
I am. I have reach too. Good. I'm cuffing this.
You're gonna need it.
Hold on. Let's see. So it's to the tip of my. Hold on. So it's to the middle of my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. The middle of your nose.
I am
to your
perfectly
hand.
square.
Yeah.
No, no, because
No,
that
not
means
perfectly square.
you'd be 6 foot tall.
I
Yeah.
had the
You're
wingspan.
6 foot.
I have the wingspan of someone that's 6'2", and I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
There's a lake in California where they have these weird condors on the wall, and my ex-wife's stepdad was 6'2", and we were shocked that we had the exact same wingspan.
Yeah.
And I think we have the wingspan of a condor or something. I can't remember now.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's this
So now
weird
you-
museum. You can walk up to the wall and see what size birds you are.
I'm probably a
Now you-
hummingbird.
No, you're not hummingbird. Now you know that if you go to go buy fabric and you're making a poncho, you just need 2 yards, and then you got plenty of room to hem. No, he just needs 2 yards.
You need your wingspan.
36 to 36.
You need your wingspan.
I have this obsessive compulsive habit of buying 4 yards at a time, and I don't even know why. So I
Because
always
don't
have.
make a pair of pants.
Even when I didn't, like back in the day when I wasn't really making a lot of garments, anytime I got fabric, I'm like, oh, I need 4 yards. So it's weirdly my base.
Mhm.
It's just, I have no idea. It's just the most arbitrary thing. I just have Blame Canada stuck in my head. But I'm a commie pink. I saw that. Oh man, politics are crummy no matter where you live. You could live on an island with like 5 people and 4 of them wouldn't agree with you.
Yep.
Maybe I'll watch. You know, I'm trying to like, oh, what movie should I watch? I'm sitting in a room of every movie I ever wanted to watch. And I think like there had to have been a copyright or something that happened in the past year because all the Doctor Who's got released, all the stuff from the 1960s and 70s all of a sudden is available. So all these weird movies I've always wanted to watch, I could buy them now. Or they're like on Netflix. It's the
Yeah.
strangest thing.
So their lease is expired.
Yeah, because Doctor Who is everywhere now. You can go to Walmart and buy like the 1960s, 70s, and 80s stuff. It's a heyday for someone like me. I have short arms. My nieces, I have T-Rex arms. My mom's like that. My mom's a T-Rex all the time. We tell her she's.
Oh, poor mom.
It's the plight of people who are short with short arms.
Yeah.
I'm short too.
I have reach. Like I'm not telling you. I'm not kidding. I can reach. I'm sitting down and I can reach my because it's a yard away.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're gonna be like, you're 36 inches away.
I'm telling you, I have big feet. I'm great at swimming. I'm great at swimming. Hey, so Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Terry, welcome.
Yay. Great to see you. Great to see you.
I have one.
Blame Canada. Yay. Great to see you. Great to
Yes,
see you.
good morning.
I know. I promised my twin I wouldn't go 3 hours tonight. We have
Even
to.
though we have that conversation, it's just like nil and void.
I know he doesn't pay attention to that one.
No, I'm that guy. Like I don't drink at all, but I'm that guy who's like one more drink, and then you cut to 3 a.m. I'm literally in the middle of the street with road flares, running down the street. Like
And I'm like, I'm going to bed. You have fun.
it's because I'm on the West Coast, and it's like barely 10 o'clock right now.
Excuse you. It is 7 minutes to 10. It's 7 minutes to 11
The
here.
whiskey war. Although when they argue over all the time. Yay. We all know, and it's hilarious. Absolutely the best war they ever had. Yay. Hello, so Terry. But seriously, I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up for my birthday. It's been a great birthday, and I'm just remembering I have the other half of my hamburger in the fridge right now. And I have those weird rolls. Do you know, I am so sad. I go to certain restaurants because they have fresh rolls or they just make their bread there. It's amazing. And I know it's just yeast, olive oil, and a bunch of garnish, and it's just the most amazing thing ever.
They give you honey butter.
Yes, because it's a barbecue place. Yes. Oh yeah. The one thing
I'll
they
be there
don't
in
do,
6 hours.
they used to give cornbread, but now they give these weird biscuits. I love them either way. Well, they're it's just bread, really.
Yeah.
Yay. I thought that I was been watching you and just found you guys on. It's my birthday. I'm gonna sign off here in a minute, but seriously, thank you so much for everybody for showing up. Honestly, I'll be back at it on Saturday. I'm like, what day of the week is it right now? What day of the week?
We will see how functional I am Saturday.
But seriously, I want to thank everybody who stopped by tonight. Everybody who's in the chat, everybody who watches this in the future, thank you so much. And I know I get soppy all the time, but if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And after all these years, I'm still here. So I thank you. And this is like this is my third birthday that I've streamed. It's my party, and I'll be soppy if I want to.
And many more to come.
But seriously, thank you. I'll be back at it on Saturday. I hope everybody has a great day, evening, no matter where you are. I thank you for watching me. And to everybody in America, North America, around the world, I thank you. And do you have anything you'd like to shout out, Tammy? Anything you're doing this week?
Well, beyond celebrating your birthday, I've got a pattern launch thing on Sunday morning, 10 a.m.
Awesome.
And then I will round you guys out Sunday evening.
Awesome. I'm ready. I'm ready for the sewing
excited.
power hour.
I'm excited.
Twin is posting every day. Please go check out So Blessed by Jess. Jess has a functioning YouTube channel. Oh my goodness.
Stop.
What are you working on today? And seriously, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Civil War quilt today. I have to finish filming because I had a request. So I have to finish that request.
Awesome.
Then I'm going to be on Katie's channel on Saturday and then on your channel Saturday.
Yay.
If you want me. And then
you guys are always always welcome.
I always say that to you. And then we're going to do our, little power. I'm going to do a power hour on Sunday and start us off.
Absolutely. It's like a relay. We're like a relay team. You're the front runner, so you have to be the fastest.
Is Rita still on here? Is she still on here? I didn't see if Rita's still on here. Rita, you're coming on with me on Sunday.
Ooh.
Absolutely,
Yes,
Rita.
please.
Rita, come on.
Please.
Yes. I think it would be so much fun.
Now I'm craving maple syrup. Thank you, Alibaba.
Real maple syrup too, just not the fake stuff.
I really didn't discover till I went up north what the real stuff was, but it does exist.
Oh, it does.
I grew up on Aunt Jemima.
Thank you so, Terry. You guys are just so kind. I'm about to cry. Like, it's just stop.
Absolutely. Start the car. I do. I absolutely love your videos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, your videos are fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'm quiet. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me on my birthday. I am so appreciative. I will see you guys on Saturday, and I am officially the age of Britney Spears and Beyonce. So, like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself. Thank you so much for being here, and I will definitely see you next time.